Hey everybody, Shav, the F&E Collector Auto Auction. Wow, do we have something pretty cool to check out today. One owner, original paint, Plum Crazy Purple, 1970 Dodge Charger powered by a 383. Now, this is a rather unique opportunity. The reason this Charger is here today and why it got here today and how it's going to end up to the point where it's rolling across the auction block on October 1st is kind of interesting. Obviously, Chargers have been insanely popular for years, decades. Finding one that's never been touched, never been molested is almost impossible anymore. Finding one in Plum Crazy Purple that hasn't been molested, modified, changed is literally a needle in a haystack, but that's what we've got here. The original owner of this car loved it. She ordered it new, she loved the car, she was very particular about the car, she cared about the car, she kept it in her garage even after she quit driving it because she didn't want to get rid of the car. The car was handed down to her son about 10 years ago. He's a very qualified tech and a very qualified car guy, so he took the car after years of storage and got it completely roadworthy, got it running, driving, brakes, even the AC works. Yep, factory AC car that does work. So he got the car running, driving to where he could enjoy it a little bit, and finally at this point in life, he realized that, you know, I'm probably not the guy to either do a full preservation on this car or a full restoration, whatever the next owner decides to do. He finally realized that, hey, I'm not that guy. But the car is way too important to him to not let this car get done and get cared for correctly. So that's how we ended up here. That's why this car is rolling across the block on Saturday, October 1st at the F&E Collector Auto Auction in Great Bend, Kansas, because he wants to make sure it goes to the next person that is going to care for this car as much as his mother did, and that's what's important. So this is such a rare opportunity that this is going to happen on Saturday, October 1st. If you can't be here Saturday, October 1st, be sure to jump on ProxiBid, check out what we've got going on over there for online bidding. So let's check this thing out. This is original paint, so obviously we do see some paint loss on the hood, some chipping in the paint, things like that, but hey, it's over 50 years old. We see door dings, touch-ups, things like that, because this car was used. It was used as a daily driver. But it's such an amazing story with so much cool documentation that it is literally, it may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, we told you this car hasn't been tore up, it hasn't been abused. You want to see how we know that? One way we know that, on top of the fact we know the whole story on this car, look at these doors. Obviously, we see that bright Plum Crazy Purple in there, but watch these doors. They're perfect. You don't even have to slam them. They just latch like they're supposed to, because this is that good of a car. Now, this is a 50-plus-year-old Charger. We do have a little bit of rust down here in both rear quarters. Not terrible, but it is going to need some patchwork. We work our way around the back of this Charger. Obviously, we've got the big wide taillights, but what's cool about this Charger, we've still got the dealer badge, the original selling dealer badge from Denver, Colorado, right here from Pierce Dodge, but it looks like we've got a broken letter. But that was put on there in 1970. It's still there. The fuel filler cap, these cool Charger fuel filler caps, still there, still works, because it's always been there, just like it should be. Over here, same thing. We've got a little bit of rust down in the quarter panels, but nothing terrible. Dings, dents. These cars were drivers. They were normal transportation. In today's world, where especially Chargers are put up on such a pedestal, it's hard to comprehend that people actually drove them. They were actually cars. They were transportation. That's what they were for. Now, the original owner of this car loved it, and she loved the purple so much that even when the paint started flaking, she tried to keep it touched up. She tried to take care of it as best she could because she loved it, she cherished it, and she kept it. And obviously, over the years, had multiple opportunities to sell it. Every time her garage door was open, people would stop to try to buy it. Even after she quit driving the car, she had a double car garage, kept it inside, almost afraid to open her garage door because she couldn't get people to quit bothering her about trying to buy the car. But she loved it and she wanted it to go down the line. That's how it ended up here today. We'll work our way up around here to the front and check out the front of this Charger. And obviously, this being a 70, it's got the full wraparound bumper with the hideaway headlights, which do work, by the way. The grille is in amazing shape. We've got one dinghy in the bumper over here, but the grille is outstanding, and it is original. Under the hood is really the only thing that's ever been changed on this car. This does have a 383 in it. However, in the late 70s, the local service station where they had the car serviced forgot to put oil in it one day. So this was a fairly low mileage, late 60s 383 that they had it replaced with. So the engine has been changed. It is not the original one. Everything else under here is still pretty much original. We still have our correct fender tag in place. We see the power brakes, the power steering, AC, all this stuff is still intact. Now, like we talked about, the son of the original owner who has possession of the car right now did change it to a modern radiator to try to make this thing, you know, more drivable, more user-friendly, because that was his goal, was to get it to that point of making it a dependable driver, but realized that he wasn't going to be the guy to take it all the way to the next level for a full preservation or restoration. So we've showed you the outside, we've showed you under the hood. Let's check out what's inside of this car. In here, we have a completely original black and white interior. Now, the seat's torn, it's worn out. It's 50-some years old. Same thing with the passenger seat, because it's original. The dash pad still looks great. We've got full instrumentation in this car. The factory radio, the factory AC controls. We can see the factory door panels. They show their age, but they've got a few cracks in them, but they're not torn up. They're not shredded. They're not damaged, but they are original, which is what is so amazing about this car. Take a peek in the back seat here and see there again, it shows a little age. It shows a few tears, but it's original. Seat belts are still here with the part number tags on them and everything. I mean, it's just the way this car was built. Now, we've been telling you that this car is kind of a one-of-a-kind, almost time capsule car. And if we haven't convinced you of that yet, wait till you see what else we got to share with you. Now, these books here are obviously a regular Mopar parts catalog, and here's a factory repair manual for this car. But here, in the original envelope, is the original owner's manual still. Still with the car after all these years, still here. And I know a lot of cars still have that. I understand that. This little book here, Auto Records, she even put a little tag on it marked Charger. So, and this is really pretty amazing actually. As we get into this booklet, now she had a 68 Charger before this car. So this book starts with the 68 Charger. She had it for a few years, and according to her son, the 68 was an RT, and it was a little more car than what she wanted. So that's why this is a 383 with air and a little more user-friendly driver-type car. So this was the records on the 68. And now we move up to where she bought the 1970 Charger. This has every time she put fuel in this car documented, starting with 55 miles. So she drove it 55 miles before she had to put 12.3 gallons of fuel in this car. Those 12.3 gallons, of course, you probably still have fuel in it, got to 186 miles, 374 miles, so on and so forth. All of the records are here with this thing of what they did every time it had fuel put in it. Now, if we go back to some of these other pages, we did find a notation to where they did replace the engine. Right here, she has a note that says engine replaced. And that was at 60-some thousand miles. At about 65,000 miles is when the local service station forgot to put oil in it, and we show engine replaced in the notes. And all these records go with this car. It was tuned up at 75,000 miles with a new fuel pump, oil change, thermostat, radiator hose, motor mounts, rebuild the carb, and a brake switch. There are not very many Chargers out there in today's world where you're going to find this kind of documentation on an original Plum Crazy Purple Charger. Obviously in here we've got regular manual crank windows, but we do have a full-length console with a floor shifter. And another thing, like I keep saying, this thing's a time capsule. Check this out. Electrophonic underdash 8-track player, which I thought was pretty cool. I love seeing this original stuff from the 70s, but as we were checking this car out, looking it over, looking it around, trying to figure out what pictures we wanted to share with you guys, what we want to show you on the video, I happened to open the console. Guess what I found in the console? Fog Hat Live. Yep. There literally still has the Fog Hat Live 8-track in the console for this 1970 Charger. There's also 38 Special in here too. So we've been telling you this thing's a time capsule. We've been telling you this is a special car, and then I find Fog Hat Live in the console. It's like, holy cow, that's insane. But like I said, it is a very special car. Headliner is all still intact. It's got a few little tears in it. Still has the shoulder harnesses in it and everything like that. So one other thing we need to show you on this car. We haven't showed you the trunk yet, so let's do that. Glove box. Oh, and even look right there. The glove box light still works. That's how crazy original this car is. Let's peek in that trunk real quick. Now in the trunk, it does have a little bit of rust in the trunk pan. We can see down here. It does have a new fuel tank in it because the original owner's son, as he got this thing roadworthy, just replaced the tank and cleaned the fuel system so that it was ready to go. Original tail light panel to cover the tail lights is still here. Original jack is still here in the trunk as well. Now, you can see this car has Magnum 500s on it. And the owner's son wanted to put those on because he thought it looked sportier. However, this car was originally a hubcap car. And guess what? They're still here. There they are, the original hubcaps for this 1970 Dodge Charger, still in the trunk of the car. So, like I said, it's a very, very special car. You're probably not going to find another one like it. It is a Charger. It is factory Plum Crazy Purple. It is a 383. It is a time capsule. It's not something you're going to stumble across every day. It is rolling across the auction block Saturday, October 1st at the F&E Collector Auto Auction in Great Bend, Kansas. We have a ton of fun there, and we hope you can make it out that day. We have a ton of cool cars. We've got a barbecue vendor. We have a lot of fun. Bring your friends, bring your buddies, hang out. It's a great day. If you can't make it, we sure hope you can, but if you can't make it, ProxiBid.com for our online bidding platform. Watch this Charger roll across the block. It is a super, super unique opportunity. Probably not one that's going to pop up anytime in the near future, if ever again, on a factory Plum Crazy Purple car. As always, thanks for watching, everybody. We have a ton of cool consignments coming up this year. We sure hope you can make it out here on Saturday, October the 1st. If you can't, be sure to join us on ProxiBid. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. Tons more cool inventory coming up that's going to be hitting the block on Saturday, October 1st. See you soon on the next one.